Jesus titty fucking Christ. We are literally watching this man's bones turn into fucking butter. Stop. Stop. Yamero. Fucking stop.
Hey everybody, this is Atticus the Death Metaler, and yes, it has been quite some time since I have made a video, just like my last video that I made on the debut episode of the Meme Connoisseur, and I can perfectly explain why that things have not been rolling on this gravy train all that much. Now, don't worry, this does not mean that's the end of Atticus the Death Metaler. No, I am not gonna go anywhere anytime soon. This is just another subject in regards of burnout. So people, please bear with me over here. So this is an important subject, and I hope that you can learn from me as what I've experienced over late 2022 all the way to early 2023. So guys, sit down, grab your textbooks. Let's get down to Professor ATDM's class session in learning when to say no. Now, as you all know, I do work outside of YouTube. I mean, this is why that I am living under this roof as I speak right now. Around late November, I was in a bit of a predicament, and I was tight on money. So not only was I working at my hotel job, I also applied to do seasonal work at the local Target. So essentially, my schedule was going to be pretty busy. How busy? Well, let's just say that I have been working 7 days nonstop for the past 7 weeks, up till Black Friday, on my birthday, and yes, I've even worked on Christmas and New Year's. So I basically done it all. And that's kind of why that my end of the year video took a while for me. It didn't upload on Christmas, and I didn't have much time to just make a ton of videos. And so essentially it was just to work to gain a lot more money for not only living up on this roof, but also I was doing some Christmas shopping for my family. So there's this site that I came across called Lord of Maps, which is essentially just like a site where you do countries and states across America in style of Lord of the Rings. So this was all planned out. I was planning in the works for this to all conspire, but ultimately a lot of shit hit the fan, as you probably know. My dad was almost at the brink of death through infection for his chemo treatment. And not to mention that a lot of car troubles were going on in my life, and man, I blew off a ton of money that I've made just so that I can Uber my way to work and then Uber my way back from work, and it was tough. But me working those godly amount of hours, I thought I could take it because I'm a fucking workaholic, to say the least. When those weeks went by, it just took a huge toll for me. And by the time that I was visiting my sister-in-law's parents back in Orlando, down in Orlando for Christmas Eve, I was wiped out. But I still managed to drive all the way back because I had to work on Christmas. And so why I'm saying this is because ever since that I was on the final weeks of working, my boss would say, "Hey, Atticus, now that you're off of seasonal work at Target, would you like to add some more hours to working with us?" And I said yes, because I needed the money. But ultimately, I had to say no. And I was afraid to say no, but the other day, I just said, "Hey, I need to have a conversation." I just let it all out, saying "Hey, I have a life outside of working here, because I appreciate you all working these a lot of hours just to cover this other guy that apparently he was not feeling well, because he was working hard as well, but he's very old and deteriorating. And so I didn't mind putting in extra hours for me just to gain more tips, because I usually make tips as a side hustle for my rent. And I was just like, hey, if you need me, I'm gonna need to like have some sort of like raise. And they already said, yeah, we already have you given a pay raise. I'm like, oh shit, what? Yeah, essentially I just stood up for myself into saying like, hey, just so you know, I have these days off for a reason, because I need to recuperate from just these god awful amounts of hours that I've put in. Now this whole situation kind of reminds me of, if you remember that show Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, where there was this one episode where the tall imaginary basketball player Wilt, who has been known to do a lot of favors for people, and I'm a guy that always helps out, not just my friends, coworkers, but also my family, especially since that my dad is in an elderly age. My mom can't do everything for him, and every time I visit my parents, I make sure to always walk the dog, Herschel. Well, one, because I love Herschel, and two, it's just my dad's getting old and I don't know how long he's gonna be living. I do what I can to make sure that everything is just easy for them, and plus they all love it when I visit them. Wilt always does all these favors, and it gets way out of fucking hands. And then when he has some downtime, his basketball game that he's watching, in the beginning he's watching a basketball game, then he has to do a favor for Blue, then it turns out to another favor, then another favor, and another favor. Then he missed the basketball game, and then he just outright just says no.
Okay, I'm done.
Just to get it out of his system. And that's how I basically felt after my 7 long, brutal weeks of working nonstop at my job at Target felt. Like that moment, I'm like, look, I gotta say no. I have to take care of myself. I've been doing unhealthy eating habits. I have been working out a whole lot. I have little to almost no sleep. I need to have my days off. I need to have my fucking days off. So I remembered at that moment, I was helping out one of the guys that was gonna help fill in for me. I got home, took a shower. I just went lights out at 10 a.m. and I woke up at around 5 p.m. and I'm like, this was the best sleep I have ever had in a long time. So yeah, you just have to like listen to your body instead of just that mindset saying like, oh man, you gotta keep on going. You have to learn to say no to your friends, your family, and most importantly, your own head. Now, yes, there are times where like your parents will guilt trip you, your friends will guilt trip you, but what matters most is that you need to focus on yourself. Now, if it's something that your parents need help on, like absolutely help them out. Do with what you can. I mean, if they understand, they understand. If they don't, well, tough shit on them. All I'm trying to say is that you have to advocate for yourself into knowing your limitations, knowing your body. You have to take care of yourself and your well-being, because I'm trying to get back in shape. I'm trying to get these gains going. I'm trying to eat a little bit more conscious, eat less pasta, eat more meats and vegetables. I'm trying to just gain more protein, all this stuff, lower my blood pressure, all that. I just got back from the pharmacy for my high blood pressure medicine. So it's just been, I'm trying to get back in the groove of things. So it's just important to just look after yourself, always advocate yourself, and not let any of this stuff happen, because I have a life outside of just work. I mean, as of late, I've been doing bike rides across downtown, and I'm trying to just make videos for you guys, because I have my downtime for you guys. So I know all of you can understand that. So there's that. That's pretty much all I gotta say. So what are your guys' thoughts on this topic? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Would you rather I do a lot more videos where I give out advice? It's a lot more different than my usual ranting, but I'm trying to diversify in a lot of my content and just do some stuff that I feel would be very helpful, do a little bit of change instead of me just ranting and raving all the goddamn time. So leave it all down in the comments below if you've ever had those experiences where you were just pressured to just say no. So guys, I hope you took all this into a lot of thought and consideration, and stay tuned for more videos to come. Without further ado, ladies and gents, I am Atticus the Death Metaler. Hope you like this video, subscribe to my channel, keep it metal, stay safe, stay healthy, and please guys, don't burn yourselves out. Have an excellent and blessed day, y'all. Prost.